I've been thinking, exactly how are you expected to handle working full-time while trying to consume healthy, balanced, and nutritious foods and go to the gym? And when do you find time to slow down and rest? Today, we'll explore some simple life hacks that take virtually no time to implement, encouraging you to transform into the best version of yourself with the secondhand advice from the book, Own the Day, Own Your Life by Aubrey. Most of us wish we could be in far better physical shape, eat healthier foods, and generally live a better life. However, the monotony of our daily routines can make that seem impossible to attain. Lack of time and energy are both significant barriers to optimizing our day, but luckily, there are ways to counter them. I will highlight specific routine things damaging to your health and your everyday performance you might not even be aware of, and provide ways to change these bad habits. Today, we'll find out what guides a court to grant parole to someone, which historical figures took pleasure in a good nap, and the best supplement for your overall health. What's the first thing you do when you get out of bed in the morning? Most of us get in the shower or reach for a cup of coffee to kickstart our minds. However, if you want to start your day in the best way possible, you need to be efficiently hydrated because your body becomes dehydrated during sleep. If you manage to get a good night's sleep, that is a minimum of 7 hours without drinking any water. And if you reside in a dry environment, were working out the previous day, or had a few drinks the last night, then you would have certainly been dehydrated even before going to bed. Throughout the night, you generally shed around a pound of water through sweat. Even moderate dehydration can result in headaches, anxiety, and grouchiness, which isn't ideal for beginning your day. So, exactly how do we efficiently rehydrate after waking up? The answer is, of course, not to consume coffee, but water. When you drink coffee on an empty stomach, your bloodstream is hit extremely fast by caffeine. Consequently, your body excretes stress hormones that thrust you into your fight or flight mode. To explain it another way, waking up with high levels of caffeine makes your body feel as though it's being chased after by a lion. Alternatively, it would help if you drank a large glass of water with some fresh lemon, as well as a pinch of salt. Himalayan sea salt is the best as it has extra minerals. Drinking this will not only rehydrate you, but give your body critical nutrients and minerals such as potassium, calcium, and zinc, making it the perfect way to start your day. We could all use extra zinc to boost our immunity. Simple sugars and carbohydrates impact our blood sugar levels, which may lead to disastrous repercussions. When you walk down the breakfast aisle of your local grocery store, what do you see? You're likely bombarded with things like croissants, waffles, cereal, and toaster pastries. However, none of these are acceptable breakfast foods. They're sugar bombs. The typical American morning meal consists of cereal, white bread, and packaged juices, all containing loads of sugar and doing nothing for our bodies. These items are simple carbohydrates, meaning they typically have lots of refined sugar and little to no fiber. Simple carbs quickly raise your sugar level in your bloodstream, and high sugar levels are toxic to your cells. This quick spike in blood sugar is why your digestive system releases the hormone insulin to regulate your blood sugar level. The downside is that when insulin gets into our bloodstream, it makes us lethargic and irritable. Over the long term, it can create significant health problems like cardiovascular disease and diabetes. The results of a simple carbohydrate morning meal can also have troubling impacts on our entire society. A 2011 study in Israel discovered that prisoners were far more likely to be granted parole immediately after judges had had breakfast or lunch when the sugar level in their blood was climbing. In contrast, when their blood sugar levels went down around 2 hours after a meal, the judges hardly ever granted parole. Basically, the judges showed less compassion when their blood sugar levels were low, highlighting the value of a balanced meal when it involves decision making to a societal degree. Our diets aren't as healthy as our ancestors, but supplements can help with that. Picture your life 10,000 years ago, gathered around a fire or bathing in the summertime sun. Your dinner would contain freshly hunted game, foraged plant roots, and leafy greenery. Though this may not seem like the tastiest meal, it is much healthier than what we eat today. Our modern way of life is cheating us of several vital minerals, nutrients, and beneficial microorganisms that were regularly part of our ancestors' diets. Prehistoric people used to eat animals that lived off of nutrient-dense wild vegetation. When our ancestors ate those animals, they received the same vegetable nutrients. The foods you consume today, such as beef, dairy products, and eggs, originated from animals fed a steady corn diet, which is really low in nutrients. An undernourished diet for the animal equates for an undernourished diet for you. Furthermore, our ancestors ate plants that grew in naturally fertilized soil chock full of minerals. Today's arable land has been overfarmed and removed of nutrients, leaving the crops and those that eat them lacking necessary vitamins and minerals. Despite these modifications, you can preserve your health by taking supplements. The best way to begin is by taking a vitamin D supplement. Your body can generate vitamin D, but you need to spend time in the sun for that to happen. Given our stressful modern lifestyles, which require most of us to work inside an office or even inside our homes, this can be difficult to manage. It would be much easier to have the sufficient amount of time our ancestors had to lie around all day in the sun, but supplements can help us modern humans. I am sure you are familiar with the mid-afternoon slump, that time of the day when you return to your desk after lunch but are zapped of energy and find it difficult to concentrate. Many of us battle this dip in energy by hitting the coffee maker or guzzling an energy drink. Yet there's another, healthier way to help keep you alert and round out your day. When you start feeling sluggish after lunch, it's your body asking you to rest, and taking a brief nap has clinically proven benefits. Research has found that naps improve cognitive and motor performance far better than large doses of caffeine. Reaction times, logical reasoning, and your immune system functions are all boosted after a snooze. A British experiment from 2008 compared a nap, a cup of coffee, and more sleep at night to see which of the three would best enhance individuals' post-lunch performance and alertness levels. The winner? You guessed it, a nap. Supporting scientific research, historical figures and modern companies have additionally noted the power of napping. Prolific figures such as Winston Churchill, Ronald Reagan, John F. Kennedy, Albert Einstein, and Napoleon utilized naps routinely. Some even reserve time for napping in their schedules. The significance of a nap has proceeded right into the modern day, with tech companies like Google and Uber encouraging workers to take a sleep break throughout work hours. The best way to do this is to take a 20-minute power nap. The most effective naps take only 20 minutes. Locate a quiet, relaxed place to get comfy and set your alarm before turning your phone on airplane mode. If you are at home, rest on your bed or couch. If you're fortunate enough to have a quiet location at work where you can take a nap, reserve 20 minutes so that you can return to your desk rejuvenated and brimming with energy. Now, let's talk about another energy enhancer, exercise. Exercise is miraculous in that it can help you lose weight, eliminate stress, reduce anxiety, strengthen muscle tissue, raise your life expectancy, help you sleep better, and fight depression. Even though exercise is a useful course of action against all things that ail us, 80% of Americans are not getting their recommended regular physical training dosage. We aren't exercising because we set unhealthy and unrealistic goals that lead to disappointment when we fail to meet these goals and can also lead to injury. Set training objectives that target general health and wellness, not merely one muscle group. Some people begin at the gym with the short-sighted goal of only losing weight. Don't let the outcome deter you from enjoying or gaining benefit from the journey. If you are only satisfied if the scale moves down, this will lead to frustration. This frustration often results in quitting the gym and ignoring your overall health and wellness. Luckily, there's a method to make sure that workouts become a long-term, lasting behavior. Simply approach it as a way to enhance your total health, not just a way to alter your appearance. If you require some motivation, bear in mind that we're naturally attracted to healthy people because healthy is hot. If you wish to find that special someone, set your goal to become healthier with exercise. And additionally, you'll end up improving your attractiveness. Let's review. To start your morning off right and feel as good as possible, rehydrate by drinking water every morning before your coffee. Take supplements such as vitamin D and avoid simple carbohydrates, especially sugar. And when feasible, try to take naps to improve performance and productivity. Improve your overall health by exercising, which increases your attractiveness as a side effect. How do you start your day? What supplements have you found to be most effective? Comment below with your best advice. Please be sure to like and subscribe as well, and thank you for watching. Since we've discussed some great life hacks already, here are some questionable ones you may want to try. Tired of boiling water every time you make pasta? Boil a few gallons at the beginning of the week and freeze it for later. You had to think about that one for a second, didn't you? Eggs are really healthy and should be the foundation of your diet. Don't like the taste? Add cocoa, butter, and flour and bake for 30 minutes. Batteries dead in your fire alarm? Just hang a package of Jiffy Pop instead. When you hear crackling, grab your popcorn and get the hell out. Pro tip: if you stir coconut oil into your kale while sauteing it, it makes it easier to scrape it into the trash.